Hi friends, it's your pal Scott Garibay, and today we're going to talk about a really strange new trend in American politics. And so this weekend, we got the movie Heads of State. And it was John Cena playing the President of the United States, who was a former action star, right? And Idris Elba playing the Prime Minister of Britain, of the United Kingdom, who is also a former, actually, who is a former special ops, like whatever the special ops are in Britain, right? Or in the United Kingdom. By the way, when I say Britain, I mean the United Kingdom. All right. Because I'm not sure what's going on over there. They got a collection of like European nations, and it's all on one island or multiple islands, and then they used to be an empire, but now they're barely a regional power, and it's confusing. All right. This thing is extremely strange. So basically, this is another iteration in what has become a genre. I'm shocked to see this as a genre. So this entire genre started with Tom Clancy, with Air Force One. And the first person to do this was Harrison Ford. And he played the president on when Air Force One was hijacked, right? And then it's up to the president, because the Secret Service sucks, to not only command the forces of the United States military, but to physically defend the nation, right? And it's completely ridiculous. The idea is absurd. We've literally never had a president who was in any position or had any capability of physically defending the nation, right? It's ridiculously absurd. By the time you get to that point, you're the softest person you could possibly be. You've gone to like Ivy League schools, and you've been safe for decades, and you're surrounded by people who are far better at combat than you are, and it's just utterly ridiculous, right? But as ridiculous as this is, this has absolutely become a genre, and there are 10 movies now, 10 movies within the genre. People who have played the U.S. president who are functioning as action heroes in the film include Jamie Foxx, Samuel Jackson, Harrison Ford, John Cena. And get this, Viola Davis in G20. Unbelievable. She is the only woman to do it. I thought that was very interesting. And I did see that film. In fact, I have seen all of these films. Gerard Butler, right, has played this. Olympus Fallen. I think there's a few more. It is astonishing how often this has been done. Now, what I'm really interested in here is, one, what are the politics of this? So first of all, this is being done 100% for political reasons. There is absolutely zero Americans who are asking to see this, right? Heads of State was recently made, right? Idris Elba as the Prime Minister of Great Britain. John Cena as the U.S. President. And these guys as tough action heroes who can shoot guns and punch people and stab people and jump out of cars and jump out of trains and jump out of airplanes and jump off of helicopters. Not a joke. All that happens in the movie. It is absolutely absurd. And there are no action hero genre fans who are asking for this. There are no fans asking for this. There is absolutely no market for this. Okay, you're like, wait a second, Scott, I don't know. Is there no market? There is no market for this. First of all, not a single one of them has ever turned into a trilogy. Okay. In addition to that, this Heads of State went directly to streaming. Right? It had great action. It cost easily $100 million. Right? But it went straight to streaming. This is streaming. They didn't even consider putting it on the big screen, right? And by the way, John Cena continues to make action movie after action movie after action movie that goes straight to streaming. Never make it to the big screen, which I think is interesting. So if no Americans are, and I can tell you, not only were no Americans asking this, there is absolutely no British people who are like, I'd like to see my prime minister as an action hero. None. Like there's no one was calling for this, right? And you could tell what people want, right? Like Grace has been saying, hey, we want a Marvel movie with these superheroes and to make it based on this story. People tell you what they want. You will not find any YouTube videos that are like, I'd really like an action movie with the president. So if there is no Americans asking for this, right, and it's costing 50, 100, 150 million dollars to make it, why is it being made? It's being made for political reasons, right? Legit, I would not be surprised if the Prime Minister of Great Britain flew over to America and watched this with Donald Trump, because Jeff Bezos made it especially for them. And that was literally the whole point of it. It is loopy-doopy weird. This is one of the strangest trends that's happening. And it connects, and the reason why we're talking about it today is it connects to some really, really strange other trends. So what are the other trends? So one, I'm convinced increasingly, millionaires and billionaires are doing things not to make money. They're doing things for prominence. They're doing things to entertain other people. And they're doing things to present something in a fictional way that they intend to make reality later, right? And so one of the things that this might be doing is that, like, well, what do you mean, Scott? Well, this is putting the idea that John Cena could be the president who used to be an action hero. And so they're literally putting that on screen, in maybe to literally get the American public ready for it, right? Like, oh, of course I can see John Cena as president. I've already seen him as president. You're like, I don't know, Scott, that's really odd. What do you think Zelensky is? He's literally, like, that's how he became president of Ukraine. He was the Ukraine. He played Ukrainian president on television, and then they made him president in reality, right? And so, and this is another thing that I think is definitely happening, where Hollywood is like, we'll show the world this thing on screen, and then we'll just make it reality. I think this is very, very common, and is definitely a tactic that is happening quite frequently. Quite frequently. It's astounding. I've never seen anything like this. So I just wanted to call this trend out because I think it's super bizarre, and I also think it's very important for us to monitor what's happening when we are being persuaded, when we're being influenced. One, hey, Hollywood's got the right to take their shot, do it up, right? But don't think for 1 second that we're not going to pay attention, and we're not going to pay attention to what's happening, and we're not going to watch and take note. Every single word you just heard in this video is my humble opinion. Nothing more, nothing less. The important part is when I get to hear your humble opinion. When you get in the comments and send your traffic. Please consider liking and subscribing, and have a fetch millennium.